Happy Monday and Martin Luther King Day to all my tokers, jokers, and smokers out there. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's the absolutely insufferable Chef Rodney 117 here from Deliciously Dope, bringing you yet another, that's right, the second episode, y'all, of Strain of the Week with Miss Amy Sharyn. Amy, how you doing this beautiful Monday, girl?
Great. Happy Monday, Canna-Pam.
Yeah.
Happy King Day. How's your Monday
Absolutely.
going?
It's a Monday. It's a Monday for sure. It's one of those things where you try and wake up in the morning shaking off the weekend and domesticating yourself so that you can do it again. You know, that rinse and repeat kind of lifestyle. We're getting back into it at the tail end of this horrific corona, virus pandemic bullshit. And what better way to cure that than smoking cannabis, y'all? So what do you got for me this week, Amy?
So today we have ice cream cake.
Ice cream cake. Love it.
This is
Love
a
it.
full-on indica. So
Okay.
this is a mix of wedding cake and gelato 33.
Okay. Wedding cake and gelato 33 being a full-on indica. Ice cream cake. Okay.
Yeah. It's very like vanilla-y, a little gassy, super strong. I would definitely recommend this for a nighttime strain. I've been smoking this all morning and it's definitely doing the nighttime effect.
Okay. Look at that. Nice crystals. I like that.
Beautiful.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks dense. Is it pretty dense?
It's very dense. It's very cured. Very
Okay.
cured.
So, like, super dry.
Yeah, super dry. But it breaks up nicely, and it breaks up nicely into, like, blunts and cones and joints. So that's how I prefer to smoke. So it works. It works well.
Okay.
So let's light this up and let's talk about it.
Absolutely.
What are you
I definitely
smoking
want to... I've got a little bit of a mix. So I got some new stuff over the weekend. I got a hold of some... a buddy of mine grows, obviously. And he brought me some Skittles and a mix of Platinum OG and GMO. So he brought me the 3 different strains. And he goes, let me know what you think, yada, yada, yada. And so I did exactly that. I smoked it right there. I was like, dude, just, give me 10 seconds and I'll smoke it right in front of you. And so he liked that. He definitely liked that. And so, that being said, like, it's great.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's really good. It's going to be a good week. It's going to be a good week. So, ice cream cake being an indica. So, a lot of people, it's wedding cake. Wedding cake being an OG. It's, wedding cake is actually, from what I understand, really, really good to turn into rosin because you're going to get a good return, a high percentage return, and it's going to taste amazing. You know what I mean? So, it's like, I'm definitely down for that.
Rosin, so...
Yeah, you should definitely pick up some of Eric's finest rosin. I'll get it to you. It's definitely it's there. So, being an indica, you said you wouldn't recommend it for morning use. How do you think that it would affect you at night? Like just kind of chill and vibe you into like, a good deep sleep?
Yeah, I'm definitely very relaxed. Deep sleep. Look, my mind's totally kind of like numb,
Okay, comfortably numb, if you will.
Totally numb. This is like a couch lock type of indica. This is an after work, glass of wine, glass of whiskey.
What's the taste like?
Tastes like... It's like sweet. It's like a sweet, like a hint of like vanilla, but then it's still kind of has like a strong back end to it.
Okay.
Starts off sweet. Is that something like hitting you right in the face with like such a gassy like cushy hit? But it's good.
Good.
Smooth.
I mean, what's important for people, to understand with Strain of the Week is it's much more than just, hey, I smoked it, I felt good. There's medicinal properties behind these things, The inhale is a different flavor from the exhale. So the initial flavor burst versus the back of the palate, if you will. Being a chef, over the years you learn to taste things not just by how it tastes, but how it smells. and how the mouth feel and things of that. Well, with smoke, there really isn't a mouth feel, but there actually is. Some strains almost instantly go to dry mouth, which you can just imagine that the mouth feel on that really isn't going to be all that great. For what I understand from ice cream cake, that the dry mouth and negatives are kind of low on that. They're not really. Only 13% of people reported feeling dry mouth, whereas being relaxed, it's the number one reported thing on ice cream cake. So there's a lot of effects and medicinal purposes behind these things. I'm very curious, how to bring more attention to specific strains cure specific things. I mean, the amount of research that we're going to be able to do here soon in cannabis across the board is going to be, it's going to be mind-blowing. And I can tell you this, I'm extremely anxious for that, but at the same time, I'm going to do my part, myself, with Amy here, trying to bring you the strain of the week report and letting you know, how we feel. Now, that being said, I want to go back on something that you were saying, like a sativa and an indica. So, indicas and sativas, although they may be categorized as uppers and downers, an indica will put you into couch. I'm not doing that again. Anyways, but a sativa will make you feel uplifted and things of that nature. Well, that's not necessarily true for everyone, so please note that. Some people that have crazy ADD, how you doing? It'll indicas can affect you a certain way. Whereas I've actually been knocked out by some sativas, man. I'll smoke a joint of a so-called sativa. I'll research the strain a little bit just to know how, keep a mental journal of my forward progression of healing from this plant. You add it to food, it's a little bit of a different effect because you're blasted with the ability to absorb more cannabinoids, where if you smoke it, they burn off. You get the idea. We're moving past that, y'all. I want to make a mental note of how I'm healing from specific strains. In this case, ice cream cakes, the effects that I'm hearing, they make me think that, okay, this would be a very good, afternoon chill sesh, right before a nap, if you want, an appy and a nappy, if you will, or something right before bed.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. That was a very long-winded way to saying that, but it's kind of is what it is.
And now, I woke up this morning and I kind of felt I don't know why, a little nauseous or something. And since I've been smoking this strain, because I wanted to talk about it today, this definitely helped on my nausea as well. So we could add that to the list of this.
Relight my joint.
Yeah.
I forgot about it. I went on some stupid little tangent. Oh, that Skittles got a hold of me, if you will. Sorry.
Girl, that's sativa, man, right?
Oh, it's. I love it, and it keeps me, working. I've been recently working on on my novel, and I got to give it to writers. I do. I'm not a writer. I consider myself, a fan of short stories and essays.
Okay.
So an essayist, if you will. I got you, short story-wise, but being able to keep it going, I ramble on. And so I kind of write like I talk, and I don't want to bore people, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's emotional, man. It really is.
How many pages do you have to write?
I don't have to write it.
Or supposed to,
If I had to sit back and count, because I write it in pieces and then tie those pieces together, because it's my life, so it works out.
Right.
And it's hard being at, not the end of your life, but at the end of the story and having to go all the way back to the beginning, and there's that emotional roller coaster. But I'm probably 200 pages in already.
Wow.
So it's going to be a good book, I hope. I don't know, if I sell one copy, that's worth it to me. I just want one more person to read it and be like, so that's what you went through. That sucks. You know what I mean? And it is what it is.
I mean, but that's amazing that you're writing a book. I'm sure it's very healing for you and going through the emotions.
Right.
Rethinking it and reliving it, but still.
It puts it, so as a chef, and it's funny, this kind of has nothing to do with Strain of the Week, but it kind of does. As a chef, you go through times in your life where you're like, okay, so I want it to taste this way, but how do I get it to taste this way? And you know, weeds kind of like that too. You're like, all right, cool. I want it to taste like this, so I mix this strain. And people do it, geneticists, breeders, the whole nine. And sometimes you get good things, sometimes you get bad things. This GMO and Skittles is absolutely mind-blowing. I love it. Thanks, Dill. Great guy. I've known him since middle school, man. We used to play Magic the Gathering together, and he's like, now, you know, he's like, now we're talking about weed. Did you ever think about that? I was like, dude, if you would have just talked to me in 8th grade, it would have been a different story. But, you know, it's all right. So I look at it this way. Flavors. It's really hard to describe flavors without, you know, having a person taste it. But at the same time, it's very easy. You eat with your eyes first. So if you're reading something, you know, read a description in a menu or hear a description and you're able to read it, you know, mentally with the words, you're like, okay, this is going to taste X, Y, and Z. Or I'm going to taste savory. I'm going to taste, you know, salty. Blah, 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 blah. That is affected, and this will prove, you know, why one no can break a restaurant in 15, in no matter how many yeses. If somebody's like, yo, this tasted like fucking shit, okay? And then you go to that same restaurant and you order that same thing, and you're like, well, wait a minute. They did say it tastes like shit. There's two types of people. Most commonly, you've got it in your head, it's going to taste like shit. So you move aside, you're like, I'm going to order something else. You're like, I'm here because of that, but yeah, I'm going to order something else. That happens all the time because they fear the unknown. But it's like Bourdain always said, you have to have that terrible meal in order to have the good one. You know what I mean? Right. So just because it tastes like shit for you does not mean it's going to taste like shit for me. Because quite honestly, I've seen your backyard, Teresa, and I'm kind of really seriously judging your life decisions here. So just because you said it tastes like shit doesn't mean that it actually tastes like shit. Not to mention your tuna casserole, now that tastes like shit. But we're not going to talk about that. You see what I'm saying? Me sitting here now, I've got two choices. This, which she says tastes like shit, or that. You know, I'm going to take the road less traveled. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I really want to know if that tastes like shit. So it's... You buy the one that tastes like shit, and then guess what? You're like, that was amazing. What the hell is your problem? You know, and so it's like, that's where it's at in the book. Like, you know, if like I'm trying to explain a certain flavor or a reason or something like that, it's like, well, how do you sell that? You know, how do you convince that person, hey, this is what this tastes like. It doesn't taste like shit. Fuck Teresa, she was wrong, X, Y, and Z. You know, so that's how it is with writing. That's also how it is with, you know, weed maps and all of the online orders, too. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. Everybody writes their own review, and it's per, you know, per their taste buds, per their feelings. You know, someone might, you know, have a bad experience, and I might have the best experience. Yeah. Everybody puts their reviews in, and then, you know, everybody should taste their own, try their own, and then write their own review.
Oh, 100p, for sure. That means 100%. It's Canadian. I learned a Canadian word. I can speak Canadian now. That's a thing I do. It's a superpower that's, you know, you do nothing but apologize. You're always sorry about it. I'm kidding. To my Canadian friends, I'm going to get yelled at. Moving on. So, what I want to do moving forward is kind of rate out of 10 the strains that you try this week. So wedding cake, you know, for my listeners here on Instagram, it's not wedding cake, excuse me, it's ice cream cake, a mix between wedding cake and gelato, which sounds amazing, but it may not be for everyone. On a scale, Amy, from 1 to 10, 10 being the best, what would you give ice cream cake and why?
I would give it like a 6.5, 7. It's
6.5, 7. Okay, why?
It's good. It's strong. It's very full indica. I wouldn't say any type of hybrid for my effect. It's making me very relaxed, helping me with my nausea this morning, and kind of feeling, you know, gross on like a Monday. But it's a little dry for me, even though it is great in like my joints and my cones and everything. But I love it. Not in love, but I like it a lot. Okay.
So a 6, you said? 6.5?
Yeah. I mean, it's really pretty. It's really pretty bud as well.
Right.
And I like how Garden State Dispensary has these glass bottles, you know.
Those are pretty neat. Those glass bottles are pretty neat. So, to recap on those, for those on Instagram, Miss Amy Sharyn says that the ice cream cake is a solid 6.5. The strain that she got from her local distributor, unfortunately, was a little bit drier than she would have liked. But again, that's just that, version of that strain.
Right.
Not all versions of the same strain are going to taste the same. People need to understand this. Now, again, the gelato mixed with the amazing wedding cake. I love wedding cake. It's a good OG. Though I am very interested to meet the person who named wedding cake because we need to talk about something. Wedding cake does not taste like wedding cake. I've been to more than one wedding. I've catered more than one wedding, but I know a lot more pastry chefs and bakers who have made a bazillion and a half wedding cakes. And I've gotten my fair share of wedding cake. I've indulged over the years, let's face it. It's cake. I don't really, when I smoke wedding cake, I see where it comes from. You know what I'm saying? It's like the frosting taste, the flavor, the sweetness. I get that. The aroma, the vanilla, all of that. But at the same time, I don't get that back of my palate. 2 more slices of this and I can become diabetic or pre-diabetic, giving myself, a very early disposition in life. I don't get that feeling or that vibe when I smoke wedding cake, so we need to talk about the misdirection of labeling there, but that's neither here nor there. This week, it's ice cream cake with a solid 6.5. Just due to the strain that she got, it was a little dry. It is what it is. It is helping her shake off her Monday. I don't know. Jitters, I guess I don't know.
Yeah, just
Yeah, just the Monday. She's shaking off the Monday.
Yeah, giving that to me. But it has like a 21% THC content, 0.25% CBD. So it has a nice, mix of everything.
Perfect.
So.
Now, so for those of you who want to see the wonderful and the gorgeous Amy Sharyn, again, thank you, for doing what you do with the Strain of the Week. Make sure you guys tune into Deliciously Dope on YouTube. It's the number one. You're going to catch all of the episodes of everything Deliciously Dope on YouTube. If you don't go to YouTube, go to Facebook. Check us out there. I'm also on Twitch. I'm also on Periscope. We're all over the place, y'all. Check us out. Definitely peep us out. I mean, we're everywhere, y'all. I mean, this is what we're doing now. Now, back to the Strain of the Week. Some shameless plug there, sorry. I'm excited to watch you learn from more strains. It's amazing. Now, ever since, and that's the point of it, y'all. I mean, you could sit here and say, yo, Strain of the Week, we're going to go with somebody who knows marijuana. I'm not saying you don't. Bear with me. We're going to go with, this professor of this or this person that's been smoking weed for 95 years. They're there. We're going to go with somebody who, doesn't really, they've smoked weed, but they really haven't dabbled with the terpene profiles or flavors or anything like that. Because guess what? That mind right there is a sponge. It's a mentorship. Cannabis is a mentorship, very like being a chef. Okay, being a chef, all it is a person who learns something from another person, in another kitchen. And the number one thing that you hear in kitchens, and shout out in the comments, let me know that you heard this. But if you've worked in the restaurant industry ever, you've held fire in one hand and a knife in the other. You've heard, but the way in my old kitchen we did it this way. No, that's just an excuse for, I know what I'm doing, I'm just trying to show off and not do it right, okay? That's what that is. You're putting the blame on somebody else. But it don't matter. It don't matter what they did. It matters how you're trying to learn it. Give me a shout out, y'all, because it's a mentorship, much like cannabis. I'm not talking down to anyone here. I'm learning with you. You know what I'm saying? And I love it. I love it because that's what it is. It's a mentorship. Now, Amy.
Yes.
Now that you know it is a solid indica, you know its effects.
Yes.
How would you apply it to your daily life?
I would smoke this at nighttime for sure.
Okay, nighttime.
More when I'm in a little bit of pain. Now I know that helped me with my nausea and feeling jittery, not so great for a Sunday turning to a Monday morning.
Okay.
So I know this is more pain relief. So I know this will help me for when I'm feeling crappy.
Okay. So you're going to use it for pain reduction. You wouldn't smoke it in the morning, unless you want to go right back to bed. You'd use it for pain reduction and sleep, and it helps with your nausea. I mean, that's, to me, that's, now you know what it does and how it fits into your lifestyle. That right there, you're able to take just what you've learned, and you're going to think of someone, yo, I know a person that suffers from insomnia. Hey, they smoke weed. Hey, have you ever tried ice cream cake? Tell me that's not, tell me that's not, mentorship right there.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. That's why you do strain of the week, and that's, thank you, for being here and doing this for people.
I mean, it's
I
so
know it
better
looks
doing that than taking a couple Advils to help your pain.
Right. Because you're burning through your, Ray's syndrome is real and serious. You can OD from too much aspirin. You absolutely can. Not to mention sorry. So the strains that I'm smoking definitely have dry mouth. That's not even a question. But that is a very general, being a sinus sufferer, if you will.
Yeah.
It's a common thing for me until I get to a certain level. Not to mention, I'm not going to lie to you, that joint that I just smoked was it had a high resin content, and I didn't filter it like I normally do, so that tastes amazing. But I'm an OG, that's what we do. Yeah. Back to the matter at hand, we did ice cream cake this week, solid 6.
Yeah.
I don't know about 6.5. I mean, for what I keep hearing, you keep, wanting to move towards that 6 rate. Using it for nausea, insomnia. You're using it for its, applicable healing aspects that are listed almost everywhere. It's a pretty across the board, general, this is what it does.
Right.
I haven't heard anything crazy. So I appreciate that. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think that ice cream cake, being the indica, would affect men differently from women?
I think all weed affects men differently than women.
100%.
Experiences. So maybe not him smoking versus me smoking. He it feels like sativa. Maybe he just I feel like men get higher faster.
Hang on a minute. No, that's interesting. Hang on. Men get higher faster.
Or it takes me a while.
I mean, hang on, because that's thought is not a word. That is thought-provoking. Sorry, dry mouth. It is, because there's some science behind that. Now, I would imagine that the reason that they get higher faster, because statistically, you being what, 5'6"?
Yeah.
Right. Statistically, if you're around men or men that are smoking, they're a little bit bigger than you. Okay? Now, let's look at the surface area of the lungs. They're able to take a bigger hit. You see what I'm saying? Because they have bigger lungs. Just anatomically. That's it. Okay? So in theory, if their surface area of their lungs are bigger, just because they are bigger, a 6'5" man is going to have a lot bigger lungs than you. You know what I'm saying? A 6'5" man is going to have bigger lungs than me. That's my point. Just the surface area, just the anatomy being bigger, it would make sense that they're taking bigger hits. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to take more, if you will. Yeah. Now, that's just the first thought that I'm going to think of. That's it. Am I wrong there? I don't know. Let's research that. Let's look into it.
Right. Hold on, sorry,
yeah.
Dog.
Oh, you're good. How's she doing this morning?
Oh, she hurt her paw yesterday.
Oh, no. Look at that face. Look at that face.
Around, and then all of a sudden, her left paw was just
nope.
like that.
Nope. Now, do you give your dog CBD, or would you?
I smoke around her, so she definitely gets the effects from me smoking.
Contact time. Okay.
Contact time for sure. So I don't think she needs any CBD as well, but I would for sure.
How do you think ice cream cake is treating her?
I mean, she was passed out this whole entire time, so I think
it works. Then it works. Then
working.
It works.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Old and has issues as well.
Is what it is. Now, do you know what strain we're gonna do next week?
I have a couple to choose from. So
Okay.
I think we could do. Okay. G-Perps. Another indica.
Okay. That's what, G-Perps?
G-Perps from Verano.
Okay.
It's a G line that they have
Right.
up at Ascend in Montclair.
Okay.
So it's all purple.
Because I'm always interested to know a little bit beforehand what strain. So if we're going to do a perp strain next week, I definitely want to research this.
Yeah.
I've seen multi-different colors of marijuana being grown. I've seen white. I've seen purple. I've seen, deep, I've seen a deep blue. I've seen, bright green. And it's interesting because, why did those happen? Da 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 da. And it's. I look at it no differently than I look at organic carrots. Organic carrots aren't orange. I hope people know this.
Are they
You
purple?
understand? They're white. They're purple. It depends on. There's variables. You understand that go into it. They're dyed orange. I forgot. It was for an appeasing reason or something. I don't know. I forgot. But they're not orange. I'm not saying orange carrots are bad. They're still goddamn delicious. I'm going to put them on every salad if I need another, additive or something. I'm just saying they're not supposed to natively be orange. Moving on. I don't want to, Bugs Bunny this whole damn thing. You know what I mean? But that's the way that I look at marijuana. You know what I'm saying? Organically, there's this spectrum of colors, and it's just interesting because it's I have learned that certain strains affect people differently, and that's why we do the strain of the week. We just want to, come on here, have a very relaxed session, let people just chill, vibe, learn a little bit about it, and just kind of take a moment to pause in your life. You know what I'm saying? Take a moment to relax with us and just kind of chill and talk about weed. That's great. That's a very simple. I mean, why not do that? I love doing that, but. Me being me, I can't sit still for more than 10 minutes, or it's difficult unless I have to.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Is what it is. But I look at it this way. Learning about something that's only going to be able to help us mentor people down the way and cure us, if you will. Both, sides of the fence and stuff like that. The best way to help others. That's how it is. So if you and I are sitting here trying to help educate people on, strains of the week and correct forms of cannabis and how to do that and how to do this, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I think that not a lot of people are willing to kind of take that leap of faith these days because, quite honestly, everybody's afraid to.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It
Great. And
is
that's
what it is.
Pick up these Veranda lines, this one and Sunny G as well, because these are always hard to get. They're always sold out. So this will be good. It'll look good as well. I haven't even opened it.
Hell yeah.
I know.
I look forward to it. I really do. I'm excited. I'm excited because some of those strains may not be available here in Michigan yet. And if they're not, well, I'll just have to find out, you know what I'm saying? So we can get them from somewhere. Because I'd love to, one week we both have the same strain and we'll sit down and talk about it. Eventually we'll sync like that.
You definitely have to see. Do you guys carry Verano? I think we should carry.
I don't think that they carry Verano, but here's the thing. Just because Verano makes it doesn't mean it's the only strain out there.
Right.
There's a lot of different ways to get it here. There's a lot of different strains, and for the most part, I just have to search around and see what dispensary carries it. Being a card-holding medical, marijuana member, God, that's a mouthful. Can't we just make it hey, yo, I got the thing. Just call it the thing. I just got the thing. Take the thing up to the thing. No, I'm joking. And pick the same strain up, and just be like, hey, this is pretty on point for my area as well. Which means if it's in your area, it's probably a generalized concept of these things.
Yeah.
I vibe that. That's what it's about, man. It's what it's about. If the reggae music didn't get you, to watch the show, hopefully Amy did. Hopefully I did. It doesn't matter. Whatever you take away from this, that's yours to keep. That's why we're here doing what we're doing. So we've reached the end of another episode of the Strain of the Week with the amazing Amy Sharyn. We did ice cream cake this week, y'all, doing a good solid 6 out of 10, 6.5 depending on male or female. We'll just say that. Whatever. So it's not solid at all, but at least we tried, right? Next week we're doing a perp, you said?
G Perps.
G Perps, okay. From their G line, from a dispensary there in New York. From where?
New Jersey.
Jersey. Oh God, no, no, New York, New Jersey. That was a terrible mistake. But I blame the Skittles. I 100% blame the Skittles. It is what it is.
Really fine. So yes, from Ascend dispensary in Montclair.
Okay, Montclair. Montclair. All right. Yeah. No, I definitely gotta get out there. I really do, because it's like you keep showing me these like awesome little glass pieces, and it's like, yo, those are snazzy.
Yeah, these are nice. Some of them are really nice. Some come in bags, but a lot of them come in glass.
Right. I'm glad that we're moving away from Mylar bags and dispensaries. Yeah. I'm just saying, if I'm gonna pay top dollar, allegedly, for
$70
decent strains, give me something I can use later or recycle. Mylar bags, you can't really recycle those, so it's terrible. But
I got one bag with this stuff, so they're still on, but
it is what it is. People reuse Mylar, I guess, but at the same time, like, I feel that if there was one certain strain in a Mylar bag, I open the Mylar bag, it's always going to smell like that strain. And then you put a new strain, you're like, which one am I smelling? You put it in a glass jar, you can rinse that out and wash that and reuse it. So it's like, I like glass versus Mylar, but maybe it's just the whole mason jar lifestyle of mine. Being a chef, used to, can and create your own products, man. Like make your own salsa, pickle your own tomato, make your own pickles and do all of that. So it's like, I just grew up with mason jars. I was like, y'all don't drink out of these? Like, what are you doing? It's amazing, but I love it. Next week we're gonna do, that perp from G line, G perp. Yep. And I look forward to it. Until then,
have a great Monday.
Yes. Enjoy your MLK day off, whether you're, off working the front line, whatever it is you're doing. Yes. Keep doing the best you can with what you've got. Mm-hmm. That's the whole purpose of this, y'all, is to just keep moving forward. It don't matter if you walk, skip, crawl, jump, or hell, even saunter. Just move forward, Just saunter forward. All right, y'all. I'm your boy, Chef Rodney117 from Deliciously Dope. Again, sitting here with the amazing Amy Sharyn.
Yes.
Strain of the Week, y'all. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Have a good one.